time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Hey, there we are. I was having some technical difficulties, Yeah, hang on.
There we go. Now that's a proper intro.
Yeah. It's the 2 bottles of wine I drank late yesterday that have got me.
You're a little sluggish there, Rich. Yeah.
Yeah, look, but I love me that Thanksgiving holiday, It's
oh, yeah.
become one of my favorites, and it's such a great day. It's so cool, and it's even better. It's a month before Christmas, and it just kind of kicks off the whole holiday season. I love it.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, we had a blast too.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
You too, mate. It's been a while, eh?
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think we've just been both of us just head down, just getting it done, because the end of the year is fast approaching. So it's been exciting. Yeah, but
definitely.
How's business across the board?
Yeah, business is great, and yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I love this time of year. I feel like from kind of October, November-ish through February, March, the first part of next year, it's just like it's gangbusters. Like my head, like I told you, my head's been down, and I know yours has too. And there's just so many deals that happen this time of year. The end of the year, the beginning of the next year. I just feel like, yeah, it's fantastic. This is usually when we really ramp up. There's just a lot of contracts flying around, a lot of companies reevaluating the year, companies looking to start the new year off right, so they're ending contracts, starting new ones. There's just a lot of really cool stuff. So it's super exciting, a lot of fun, and yeah, man, having a blast.
Yeah. And I every time I turn around, there's just something else that has come out. I met a colleague. It's another digital. He's a web dev for a large healthcare corporation, and been doing some work with him and stuff. And we had a coffee, and he's looking to get his own side gig going and all of those things. And went for a half-hour coffee. It turned into 2.5 hours, and it was great. But pointing out to him was like, he was talking about getting customers, and I look back at the last 4 months, 5 months. And our outbound prospecting has just come to a screaming halt, because we just haven't had the time to do it. And It's not about procrastinating. We're getting so much inbound now that, all that hard work and outbound is now just got people who are already doing business with us saying to someone else, just ring this guy, he'll fix that for you. And we're getting it every week. We have people just coming to us, and the beauty of that is it really elevates things very quickly, because there's no discounting involved, and there's no proving them else. They've come to you to fix a problem, and it's like, here's what we charge for it. And it's like, yep, fine. How quickly can you do it? Is normally the question they ask. So it's been nice to be in that situation, not going hunting for every single opportunity, because it does feel like a mouse wheel at times. It's a bit of a grind, but it goes away. And because if it stayed a grind the whole time, you'd be, I'm just exhausted from it. But it really does all of a sudden kick into a new level, and then you really start working on the operational things that, because money coming in is great, but you've got to start working on the money going out, and that's how you build a really, really profitable, successful business. So, yeah. Anyway, I digress. Today we are talking about my favorite topic, which is prospecting and holiday prospecting, and often the procrastination that comes with that holiday prospecting. I know I'm one to be easily distracted, especially with bottles of wine on the table at Thanksgiving dinner, and that kind of, can ruin your productivity for the next day. If you let that happen the whole way through this time of year, then, you might not get those goals done. But I guess, Jason, that's the most important thing is do you set goals for this time of the year and sort of go, I want to get this, and this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you know me. I mean, I set goals all year long. So, and I'm pretty rigid about that stuff. You know, I've got my sales tracking sheet that I follow to a T every single week, every single month. And that really is what allows me to stay on track and hit those yearly goals. So it's, I think we talked about this last year about the same time, you know, getting ready for the new year. And, you know, people are prepping, like you're evaluating what you did in your agency, what worked, what didn't work. And I think we mentioned this last year on one of our calls. And it's, yeah, that's a big part of it, is just kind of staying on track, you know, making daily habits, weekly habits, monthly habits, keeping track of sales. And that's been a big part for me, you know, and as long as I continue to do that, I'm always hitting my targets. You know, a lot of times we're blowing past our targets, but we're at least hitting them, which is a good thing. And as long as we keep up with that, then yeah, we're going to hit those yearly targets. But yeah, for me, it's always been a sales tracking sheet. It's just a simple Google sheet that I use. I track all my sales in it, you know, and being, so I know at any point in the month exactly where we're at. So do we need to turn on the faucet? Do we need to go hit the phones? Do we need to prospect? Do we need to land another deal? Like, what do we need to do to finish off this month strong? You know, those types of things. Staying on it.
The end of November has come around mighty quick, and you know, it sneaks up on you so fast, and now we've got literally a sort of 4-week trading gap to Christmas and then New Year. So as far as like the monetary target for me and my business in December goes, we need that kind of clocked out by about the 15th, 16th. You've got to kind of have the dollars billed by then, because you know, dropping bills, you know, on the 21st, 23rd of December is something that's going to kick over to the new year quite naturally. So it's going to be in January's numbers. So yeah, it's something we you know, see every year at this time, and so you just got to be a bit more planned and executed and get it done. I think you also got to factor in a bit of downtime. If you, I've been guilty in the past of sort of loading up, right, it's the holiday season, I'm going to do this, and this, and like, you know, I think I'm going to have a 10-hour day at the computer getting this done and finishing that and all those things and it doesn't happen, and it just creates kind of a cycle of negativity, and that's a procrastination in a way as well, because you know, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Whereas the thing I do now is I'll have, you know, 2 things I'm going to get done over that, say, 2 weeks. Is I want to finish this product, or I want to finish that service, or what have you, and I want to make sure I've done L&D plans for the key members of my team, and those things. You know, just give yourself a couple of key tasks to do, and once they're done, go and have some fun. You know, go and get back and enjoy the season, because if you lock yourself away from the season every year, you know, you're not going to be as happy a person. You know.
That brings up an interesting thought I just had, which is, I think a lot of times we, as entrepreneurs, marketers, we've got this endless to-do list, right? Our to-do list is just ongoing. We're always adding to it. And it seems we keep checking things off, but we check off 2 things and we add 5 more, right? So we've got this just never ending to-do list. I don't remember who it was, but I read somewhere that you should actually flip that. Instead of having a to-do list, you should actually keep track of your done list. So we call it the to-done list. So you have this to-do list, but you also have the to-done list that shows you everything that you've actually completed. And it's actually really empowering, because, you know, like you said, a lot of times you can, you know, if you don't complete a task, you can really beat yourself up, and you can kind of get down in the dumps and you feel like, man, I'm just not making any progress. But if you really start to track all the things that you actually do get done, it's actually quite impressive. You're like, wow, I've actually done quite a bit this last week, this last month, this last quarter, right? So really kind of keeping track of those to-dones can be super empowering and actually lift you up rather than tear you down, you know? So like I said, I wish I could give credit to whoever it was that and where I read that, but I just remember that. And that's always stuck in my head that, it's important to keep track of those to-dos, but also keep track of the to-dones. Like, what have you actually accomplished? I think that's really important.
Yeah, Laura Thompson gave me a really good foundation around that in Remote Millionaires, was the building the systems and tools to get things done, and then measuring it in your way and allocating time that's realistic for you to achieve things. And I know a couple of years ago, sort of broke my work week down into 45-minute work blocks, and I might have got 7 on a Monday, I've got 7 on a Tuesday, and then I've got 5 on a Wednesday, 4 on a Thursday, and 3 to 5 on a Friday, depending on what I'm doing. And so it runs at about 25, 30 task allocated time allocations per week. And what that does is, like, Monday morning, the first one is finance and admin. So I do my payroll and I check on invoicing and all of those things and stuff, and that, because it's the highest priority job of the week. You've got to know where your money's coming from and where it's going, So that's the number one task. So I always do that first thing on a Monday morning, and then I get into team reviews and meetings and stuff on that, and then I get into project work and other tasks and stuff. But I work, and I'll do a double session, like a 1.5 hour session. But I do 45 minutes, and then I get up and I leave my chair, and I go and make a coffee, whatever else and stuff and that, and pat the dog, and come back and get into the next session. And or I make a quick phone call that I've got to quickly talk to a buddy about something, do all of those things, and it enables me to actually tick things off. It creates a to-done list by doing those things. So on a Monday, I know I've done 7 things on Monday that were all relevant and important. And if something has to be moved to another session on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it gets moved. But at the end of the week, I've got this pile of results. And at the end of the month, I've got 4 weeks of all of those piles of results as well. Yeah. And then the month builds into a quarter, and the quarters build into my year. So it becomes real easy to start tracking your performance and stuff by just breaking it down into a micro level and getting it done. I think it's one of the best systems I put in place was that, matched up with your Google Calendar, so you know what you're doing and where you're doing it, and just being more prepared and more planned gets more of those to-done lists in front of you, which motivates you as well. It's like, I can do more, Dawn and the 100K Club has got a brilliant 120-day planning session template that I think they've been working through in the 100K Club. Sort of it kicks off around October to get it done for next year, and they're another one that is a valuable asset, because the better planned you are for 2025, the more likely you're going to execute that plan. If you're just going to go, I'll see what happens, I'll give it a go, and I'm too busy with this, I can't do that. If you're too busy to be planning, maybe you're busy in the wrong things, and it's just a cycle of creating that endless excuses and procrastination for why you're not doing it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, 100%.
Yeah. Hey, one thing I completely forgot to leave with, that's my I say I've got a head like a bird's cabbage today. There's 2 bottles of wine after Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, and good time, a lot of laugh, a lot of fun. And I brought the turkey balloons into the office. So they were on the table. We had a big long table with the 25 of us around it, and I got flowers, of course, because that's the right thing to do, and matched the colours with the turkey balloons on the table as well. So it was very festive in our house yesterday. But nice. I haven't said hi to everyone that's here. Which is remiss of me, and that Barbara's joined us. TK, he's on YouTube. G'day, T. I was just messaging TK before, actually. So great you make on. Jacqueline over the pond. Rick, Shelley Ward, Anselm, and EG Buzz is here. Mark Devoncetus, we were messaging before as well. Good stuff. Dawn, there's no party without punch. Hey, so Chris Byrne.
I was just going to say Chris Byrne, yeah.
Yeah, Phyllis, Phil Dans, James, mate, fantastic. The whole gang is here, which is great, and I hope everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And not everyone around the world celebrates Thanksgiving, but here in America, It's a kick-ass holiday. I love it. So and I think they should have it in New Zealand. It is such a cool thing. And of course now we get into today is Black Friday.
Yeah.
My wife Mandy told me this morning that we had to go shopping. She's like, well, if we get up now, this is 6:30 this morning. She said, well, if we go now, it'll be easy enough to get in and out and stuff. And I said, I'm going anywhere near a shopping mall today. I said, just buy it on Amazon. She goes, no, it's actually something she's got to go and try on. So it's not my favorite thing to do. But then one thing, and this is my procrastinating and my planning falling down, and I remembered this from last year, tomorrow is basically Support Local Businesses Day, which is straight after Black Friday.
That's right. Yep.
And those of you that have got AGM sites, reach machines, and they're targeted at that local business audience and stuff, and that it's a really significant date that we should be using and celebrating. And that I did see Nick, Luis, and then I saw a couple of other posts on Facebook, local Facebook group here, East Nashville. Saw a couple on there about supporting local businesses and stuff. And I remembered it last year and thought I must put that in my diary, because this is something that we should all be putting some media around. And that if you've got a community resource, we should have been pumping this a couple of weeks ago. I was like, hey, get into this, get into that, and find the opportunity that's in it, because we're all about promoting local businesses. So it is a day that we should be really harnessing and getting stuck into. So I'm going to diarise it this year, so that in October next year, I have the material and everything else and the focus on it coming up to Black Friday and everything else in that. And of course, putting that into the nurture sequence, if you're using that in your nurturing stuff, you start the conversation in August.
Right.
Hey, don't forget, this is a time when people actually go looking to support local businesses. So what are you doing to get in front of these people? And flip the script a little bit, but the biggest thing of all is let's not forget key things like that. So I gave myself a smack on the hand this morning going, I should have been more sharp and been onto that one. Yeah.
Dorn's talking about Black Friday at Fry's. I remember those days. And Chris said the same thing. He remembers Black Friday in the 90s. It's funny. There was a viral video that I saw the other day. It was news footage of Black Friday. I want to say it was early 90s, something like that, late 80s, somewhere around that. But it was the Cabbage Patch dolls. I don't know if you guys had those out in New Zealand.
My wife, Mandy, a big fan. She's still got some of her childhood that parents. Yeah.
So there was this viral video. It was just this old news footage, and it was showing all these parents going to a Toys R Us here in the US, and one guy with a baseball bat, like going after some guy trying to get a Cabbage Patch. I'm like, man, it was pretty nutty in the 90s. I forgot about that. It was kind of crazy. Like Black Friday was no joke, man. Yeah.
Well, our local mall, Opry Mills, it's an outlet mall, and we went there not last Black Friday, the Black Friday before, and there was a 4-mile queue just to get into the car park. It's just insane. So I don't want to go anywhere near them today. I know one year we were in Melbourne, and they have Boxing Day sales. There's Christmas Day and then Boxing Day. And they have Boxing Day sales, and the centre of Melbourne, like these department stores and stuff, would open at 5 a.m. And I remember Boxing Day morning, Mandy maybe get up at 4:30 and go to a Boxing Day sale at 5 a.m. It's just like the craziest thing. I've never been one for wanting to line up for people and things and that. It's like, man, if you're saving $20, fine, but I'm more the kind of guy that just pays the $20.
I hear you.
Yeah. So let us maybe do a few shout outs, eh?
Let's do a couple of shout outs.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get this right. Look at that. Accountability check-ins, my favorite thing, and this is a really good innovation. I know we've always had an accountability system in Remote Millionaire's Agency Evolution that is kind of a little bit more one-to-one almost, but this is a group check-in. This has been one of the most successful things I've seen. And Dawn came along with us and said, hey, post every week about what I'm doing in my business, and then I think it was John or James might have been. Someone turned around and went, you know what? Here's what happened last week. This is what I got done, and this is what I'm doing this week. And a whole bunch of us have now moved to hey, here's a quick review of last week, and what I got ticked off, and what I've got focused on this week, and they're becoming more and more detailed and extensive, and they are really good from you can see where I'm at, and you put it out there, when you come back round to it and go, yeah, hey, I got that done. This I'm still working on, and it is brilliant, and I've found it really great. I've been sort of doing it for about the last 6 or 8 weeks, and I think it's a good thing to do on a Monday morning. Just takes 5 minutes, and because all I've got to do is look at one of my whiteboards, and I just go, yep, that's what's on this week, because it's already done. So it's nice and quick and simple, but it really does keep you focused during the week about what's going on. So congratulations 100%. To all of the people in there and that are taking action and just knocking things off every week.
A lot of familiar faces there too. It's cool to see.
Yeah, I think credit to Dawn. I don't want to blow too much hot air at them, but it's a real nice community and a very collaborative group. I know the Thursday morning Q&A session is just you should rock along to one sometime. It is. There are some really interesting.
I'm feeling a little left out. I feel like I need to get the invite here.
Well, I'm sure you would be welcome at a Q&A anytime by everyone. But every Q&A I've been to, someone has come along and said, "Hey, I found this is a problem here," and stuff. And and collaboratively, the group. If not, Dawn can answer most things, so that's fantastic. But more importantly, someone else will say, "I've experienced that, and this is what I did." And it's in 10 minutes you cover off something that's really complicated, and you actually have a good understanding of what you need to be going and doing to fix that problem or to avoid it happening to you and potentially a customer. So just brilliant, and love it to bits. Accountability check-ins continued over at short week, but Mark has been. I've been talking to Mark lots the last couple of months, and not only a fantastic guy, but he's got a great AGM done. He's got a really good system built out and stuff, and that great knowledge of where it's going and what he's doing and stuff and that. So, this is a guy that's not only being accountable, he's taking action as well. And I think we've got a release date very soon, Mark, for your Reach machine, and really looking forward to it, because this will be one that really fires and is a very, very great asset for his business. So, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats. That's awesome.
EG Buzz. So Shark wins as we do, and that a bit light on the wins this week. And I think that's is just a short week. The nature of it. We had a lot last week. We had a mega big week last week, and a pretty good week before, and I think a really big week the week before that as well. So I'm picking, Jason, that next week there's going to be a huge amount that comes in from wins that everyone's been working on. I've got one I'm hoping to square away on Monday that is as big a win as we've had from other. We've had a couple of really big wins this year, and it's the similar size again. It's a really big one. So pretty excited about that. And Monday I've got the second meeting for it. So hopefully it gets squared away and done deal. But anyway, not about me. EG, well done again. EG features just about every week. This is the typical action taker in our community, and those that are taking action are the ones that are posting wins and getting things to happen. But reoccurring client for YouTube video SEO, creating vertical videos, $500 a month. That's
fantastic. Yeah, that's great.
Man, you start putting a few of those together, and some serious dollars start coming in. And that's the whole idea. It's great. Yeah. Right.
Who else is on the board? Is that it? Is that all we got for this week?
Hey, that's it, Matt. One slide. Yeah. One slide. Yeah. Oh no. Oh,
we got Sandy. Okay.
Okay. So
nice.
this is why Shoshana's here, because she knows how to do things properly, And I didn't. I looked at the notes and went, oh, there's only one. How wrong am I? So sorry, Sandy Alexander. So yeah, my apologies.
It's that wine. I'm telling you.
I've got a head like a burst cabbage today, honestly. So it's I have been keeping the fluids up, and I keep running out of water bottles. So yeah. Anyway, all right, Sandy. So $225 for a single page redesign of a website, fix some errors by the customers. Fantastic.
Awesome.
And those little jobs. I mean, if you spend a couple of hours on it, it's a pretty good hourly rate. Hey, but it's those little jobs I find turn into the big jobs, and that's that referral thing as well. So
Right.
okay, I got lost in the thing because we had a couple of wins this week. Sandy and EG, $725. I think we're going to see a much bigger week next week, but a grand total for the year so far $1,056,941. It's getting there. Hey, it's getting there, and
Not bad.
I think we're on the cusp of a really big 3 or 4 weeks in the run into Christmas. That'd be.
I
I don't
agree.
want to call the number, but I wouldn't be surprised we get near the 1.2, maybe even over that. And that would be amazing. What a great way to finish the year. I think it's been a pretty tough year across the board. People have been going, uncertainty in spending, and there's a few things that are just haven't padded out as well as we all wanted this year. But this community continues to make money and continues to take action. So that not a bad thing at all. EG 1.2 by the 12th of the month. Alrighty,
Nice.
let's have a crack at that. I think it'd be great to finish with a 1.2, if not more, for 2024. And then I think we've put down the plan. Let's figure out the planning in that to see if we can't double that in 25. I think it'd be fantastic to go over 2 million in 2025, and I think the tools are there to do it. The latest thing that we had the last couple of weeks, Jason, I don't know if you saw it, was emergency cash, and why is it slipping off the top of my head? I did have it out in front of me just before. Emergency cash shortcut, and Paul James and the Sharks got together and made a really clever. It's an AI video generator. You can basically make like a demo video for a customer, go to them and say, hey, made this for you and stuff, and it's got the watermarks on it. Then they can buy it off you, $500, and you'd say, hey, give us $700 and I'll do a bit of promoting of it for you to get some leads out of it.
Right.
You get $20 at a bit of meta for it, and that get a couple of leads come through from the thing as well, and then like, well, how many can you make me? Can you make me one for this? Can you make me one for that? And so it's a really good system that doesn't take a massive amount of time. And I saw it straight away, and we're incorporated it into our reach machines simply because we were making promo videos in Canva, and it's manual. Because you've got to get a few details right and stuff. But this basically makes what I consider to be a better product in less time that is far more saleable as well. So I've been working on it this morning, the SOP for Ren, who's our video editor and creator, and to use in video AI the system and actually make the videos in there with a bit of editing and other things and criteria that we put with them as well. But it's a clever tool. It's a time-saving tool. So if you think about when I was paying Ren an hour to make a video, now I'm paying her an hour to make 5 videos.
Right.
And I'm sure I'm paying for that tool as well, but I'm getting a better quality product, and I'm getting something that is resaleable as well. In that, hey, I made them this promo video for their business, and they're a business that is, say, a tree surgeon. They do emergency tree removals. They do 5 different things. So here I go. I'll make you a 1-minute explainer video about your 5 services, and then we can put them on a promotional timetable and stuff. And that you throw $500 a month at it and stuff, and that will just have them all generating leads and everything else in that. And then you're like, well, have you got a CRM? Have you got this as well? Do you have a chatbot on your website? It's the foot in the door systems that just create more and more money. And
Right.
so that, you know, with Sandy's win before, $225, that is exactly the kind of low-hanging fruit that we look for when we get someone to upgrade in the Reach system, is that kind of job. You know, a $200 job, a $400 job is the best place of all to start with a new customer. And
Right.
and they turn out to be the $1,000 a month customer. You know, the $1,000 a month customers just don't fall out of trees. It is basically, you've got to start somewhere with people. So yeah.
And especially when you can utilize tools like that um, to really streamline that process. Like you said, you know, you were paying Ren to do it. Sometimes it takes an hour or two, you know, instead of, you know, spending an hour or two on one video, you can knock out, you know, 5 in an hour, 10 in an hour, right?
Yeah.
Just multiplying your time, being more productive, being, you know, building a system around it and just cranking out these videos. You know, if you're selling them for 225,
Yeah.
250 a piece.
I didn't make it too far with my SOP this morning,
Yeah.
maybe because of the 2 bottles of wine last night. But it's getting there. I've got a bit more detail and structure to put around it and stuff, and then we will have it done out so that Ren knows how to not only go and do those, but also like, hey, this customer has ordered 5 more for these specific services and that. And
Yep.
then when in using high level, my favorite thing of all, is that we'll then just have our own discovery form that goes with that as well. So we flick that through to them and say, you tell us what you want it to be on and stuff, and that comes back. It's got all the information we need. We just go and do it. And
Yep.
and you know, if that's 5 or 6 hours of VA time for a $1,000 sale or more, you know, that's a good way to make money. And if they circle back every 6 months and do new ones, even better. You know, if we
Right.
wind up getting the paid advertising that goes with it, that's even better again, because that's really significant ongoing recurring revenue. So you know, you've just got to start with one. And I think the other trick with this video product is you can use it for prospecting, but I would do it in a very targeted way. So I wouldn't go and just go to everyone, hey, you take a free listing, I'll give you a video. Yeah, that's because it's going to cost you too much money to build that out. But if it's the kind of business where they've already got a video that's 3 or 4 years old, really bad, you know, it doesn't look good and stuff and that, and you go to them and say, hey, would you like a free spot on XYZ? And I'll give you an audit of your current online position, and I'll remake a video for you as well. You know, but you know, it doesn't have to be not watermarked. Oh, here you go. That's what you're getting and stuff. And they go, hey, well, you know, take the upgrade, and we'll chuck this video in for you. You know, and everything else. So you're going to bring someone more to the upgrade immediately, and those that upgrade become your customers as well. So
Yeah. No,
I
I totally agree. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, and
So-
I forgot about the banner thing. This is again, Shoshan is an absolute rock star here, because I was thinking there's something missing, and it is Black Friday.
Mm.
And in the tradition of Black Friday, the offline sharks open. You know, someone gets the keys to the cupboard and they go in there and throw many deals at significantly great tools and products that you can make money out of, and that is exactly what's happened there. So if you follow the link to Black Friday, maybe, you know, give it half an hour. Let's finish up on that. Hop in there. There'll be deals on, I'm sure, until midnight. Maybe some run over the weekend. I'm not sure, but there will be deals in there for things you haven't got. So if you haven't got emergency cash system or anything else that's been recently and stuff, and thinking, oh, I might get it, I might not, you know, stuff like that, I'd be going to have a look at those things now, because I don't, you know, always put my hand up and say, this is a great product, we should use it with your Reach machine. But as soon as this came along, I got sent a preview of it, had a look at it, and just went, there's no way you would not use that with your Reach machine. It is too good a tool. And I think it's just easy to make money out of it as well. So if you've been thinking about it and you haven't got it, just go and get it. And it's unbelievably cheap as well. I mean, I can't believe just how much they're just giving these things away, you know?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So getting back to prepping and procrastinating, what have you been thinking lately? Have you been prepping quite a bit for 2025?
Yeah, I have. I've been. I start in October. I start doing my planning for 25, and normally by the time I get to the first week of December, I'm doing a review of 24. I've done some review stuff for 24 as well, but I do it like what I call a hard review of 24, and it focuses on the businesses and stuff and that. But my review, looking backwards at a year, is more about my performance, and so my performance as a leader, my performance as a person in business and stuff, and what were the things I can do better. And that is what the final part of my planning for 2025 is about. Okay, how am I going to measure and set the goals for myself in 2025? So that's I've got a little bit of financial stuff to finish off. We've had a few changes the last couple of months. I've got a business partner in New Zealand now in Brett Krieger. He's taking over all of Buy Local NZ. So we've since we last caught up, Brett has, because he is an absolute guru when it comes to web development and stuff. We've built out Buy Local NZ, all the 25 AGM sites. We've built them into a multi-site, a single multi-site, and done a lot of coding changes to the theme and everything else. And it's it looks fantastic. It's been done really, really well. And but the second part of that is, instead of us having agency-facing businesses, Brett's got an agency, I've got an agency in New Zealand. We're actually combining the two agencies so that the whole platform, the agency and the AGM, or the community resource, is actually just one business. So all of the agency products are going to be under Buy Local NZ, and all the service offering and everything else as well. And there's another major change there, is the departure away from only being small local businesses to we are actually courting national chains and stuff as well. So, which is a big principal departure, because I've always based Buy Local NZ off just these things here, but we're still not after multinational corporations. But we have franchise chains of businesses that we'd always done a bit of stuff with in the past. They always express a lot of interest, and there's a couple of other platforms in there that we're looking for new revenue sources out of, like those big corporates and stuff. We will be using more as we're going to drive volume into the site, and the more eyeballs we can get on it, the more valuable it becomes as an advertising forum as well. So there's a corporate market that we're going to chase for that advertising, and trying to be one of the most popular websites in New Zealand. So yeah, that's the goal for 25 for Buy Local, is to get up to the 6-7 figures of eyeballs, and then actually have a constant revenue source from a corporate market as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That sounds great, Rich.
Yeah, but then your digital stuff is very centered around. I've been building and working on a couple of not only snapshots, but actual full system, operational systems for. So we've been focused in gyms and fitness. And we've got a massive conference in March where we're going to be selling the system. So out in Vegas, and the other one I've been working on is hospitality, which is my background, and so especially sports bars. And we've been working on building out a largely automated system for a sports bar that does a couple of really clever things, and that's another snapshot that we're looking to take to market in the new year. So yeah, it's lots of fun.
That's cool, man. I love it. That's really cool.
But I've got more team expansion to come next year. So I'm putting a lot of planning around that. I want to get. There's a couple of key team members that I want them to learn more and be trained up more in a couple of other things to make them even more valuable as well. So there's a lot of growth stuff, and I think it's working, but it's been real busy, and much like so, that's why we don't catch up, is just because the days are just so long and varied, and when you've got a lot of customer activity on the go, it's real easy to have a 2-minute conversation with a customer turns into 40 minutes, and kind of knocks out that middle of your afternoon. But it's essential to get that done, because that's where the money comes from,
100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's important. I think, like we talked about earlier, these are all, it's really essential that this time of year that you take that time to reflect and look at the the changes that you want to make, the growth that you want to have over the next year. Try to plan for those things. Finish off this year strong. Start putting things into place, practice that will really help you to catapult over into 2025. Sounds like you're doing a lot of that. You're doing a lot of that prepping, which I think is really, really important for every business. And, just going with a theme of what we're here to talk about. I mean, on the procrastination side, I think you kind of alluded to it early on in the conversation. We get so busy with, hanging out and parties and, holiday festivities, which are important. Like, don't get me wrong. That's all really, really important stuff. It's always good to have that downtime and to spend time with your loved ones and those that you care about. But from a business perspective, it is no time to let off the gas pedal. You and I were having this conversation before we jumped on the live, and we both agreed, this time of year, between October to March of next year, there's a massive amount of business that's had in our space, in the digital space. So a lot of contracts are getting signed. I had a guy that I've been courting, I don't know, for 3-4 weeks, something like that. We had sent a proposal out to him several weeks ago, and he ghosted me. Haven't heard from the guy forever. Didn't think anything of it. I've completely moved on. Sent me a message yesterday on Thanksgiving. Let's get started. Send me the invoice. So like, these things are happening. He's been just as busy. He said in his email, "I'm sorry, I haven't gotten back to you. I've been slammed." He's been slammed in his business. So it wasn't that he didn't want to do business. It was just, he's doing the same thing we're doing. It's end of the year. There's parties, there's festivities, there's, family time, there's downtime, but you're also trying to get, wrap up things with business. So this time of year, I think there's a massive amount of business that's happening. I think now that the election's done, like that whole thing is to the side. So people are thinking forward now. They're not pre-consumed, or they're not consumed with that, or preoccupied thinking about what's going to happen there. So there's just, I'm really optimistic. I think this next year is going to be, I think it's going to be a really good year for everybody. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think the election coming up kind of stalled a lot of things in September and October. And I think the whole country here in America kind of breathed a sigh of relief that there'd been a clear winner, because the muddled grounds of it not being clear, we knew was going to cause a lot of frustration and delays to everything just coming back to normal. So it seems that things got back to normal very fast, which is great going to this time of the year, and even better because now we get a strong finish to 24 and we get a strong start to 25, which is the key to 25 being a great year. And I think 25, 26 will be really good years, and quite excited by it. So I made some notes before, Jason, on my whiteboard.
Yeah, let's jump into that.
It gave me a chance to clear off all the jobs that were on there, and because a lot of them have been knocked out, but it means that after this, I'm going to have to go back and reset my whiteboard for Monday morning. So, which is all good fun, that. But talking about holiday prospecting, and I went, okay, well, here's my opinions and comments around holiday prospecting. The first thing, yes, do it. Because there's no ideal time to be prospecting. The trick with prospecting is you just have to do it. And the more you do it, the more likely you are going to get to the point where you've got inbound prospecting where they are coming to you. But if you don't go to them to start with, that's never going to happen. Okay, so yes, do it is the number one 100%. Thing. Is take action, do it. Yep. Number two, I've been in business 20 years, and business owners don't stop working. You just said that that guy text you on mess you on Thanksgiving Day, because he hasn't stopped working. He's like, the meaning to get to that and stuff and that. Now he don't mind. He's not trying to be offensive and everything else and stuff and that. He's just going, hey, I just want to let you know that we're good to go. Let's hook up with it on Monday or what have you. Yep. And so business owners don't stop working. And in my experience, and having been around the block a bit, all my friends are business owners as well. You'd be away over the holiday season somewhere and stuff and that. You will always have a period of your day where you wind up checking emails and looking at your phone, or even I'd go to my computer often and just wind up going down the rabbit hole of something I don't normally get the time to do because I don't want to talk to my mother-in-law all afternoon, and those things. I say, my wife doesn't hear. Yeah. But family can be a drain. So you kind of like, you use your business as an excuse, like, I've got to go and do this stuff, and not participate in that stuff. And that's what actually happens to people when they're on holiday. So that, I think, be respectful is the main thing. And I wouldn't send cold email on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, for example. I wouldn't do that, because it's showing a lack of respect. And I think you find more like spam stuff will arrive at that time of the year because they don't care when and where it goes and stuff and that. So if we're operating a legitimate, respectful business and stuff and that, there are days and times when you do things and you don't do things. So always bear that in mind, is that people are having family time. They regard it as an intrusion. So just keep that in mind and be respectful about what you're doing and when. The number one thing I've found every Christmas, New Year, holiday season is planting seeds will bring you more business in the new year than not doing anything at all, than just doing a scattergun thing and everything else. Plant seeds. And what I mean by planting seeds is, like, if you've sent a couple of emails during the working weeks leading up to and stuff, and you go and, if you're using High Level, which I hope you are, because it is the best tool for doing this stuff, you go and look at who's opening those emails. If they're not responding, but they're opening them and stuff and that, right, make a list of those people, because those are seeds that have been planted. And when you get back in front of them again, you go, oh yeah, I saw that last year, or I saw that a couple of weeks ago, and I've been so busy, I haven't had time to come back and have a look at it again. So you've planted the seed, and that's the whole idea at this time of the year, is plant seeds. And then the number one action beyond the first number one action of yes, do it, is follow up. If you don't follow up, you've just done it you've just been wasting your time, their time, everyone else's time and stuff as well. You have to follow up. It is prospecting isn't just sending a cold email or a text message or something along those lines. It's about following up. That is actually what prospecting is, because prospecting is about getting someone to the point where you start sales conversion. And that is where you are closing a deal, an offer, and all of those things. Getting to that point takes not only action at the start, but follow-up actions as well. And we go until we hear the word no. It's as simple as that. You keep going, being polite and respectful. Just keep going until that person says, nah, not for me, not interested. Okay, thank you very much. Move on to the next one. That's all it is about. But if you don't follow up, everything else above it is a waste of time.
No, this is great, Rich. I love this list that you put together. I think it's rock solid. I totally agree with everything on this list. And I think, to your point, follow-up, I mean, that's where the money is. And the money's always in the follow-up. It's very, very few times that I can say that on the first interaction, the first touch point, that we actually closed a deal. Obviously, it does happen. There are the unicorn sales where you reach out, it's the perfect timing, it's the right offer, it's the right price point, it's whatever. It just hits perfect. And those people come back and you land the sale. Like, it happens. But the majority of it happens on the 7th touch, the 10th touch, the 15th touch. You know what I mean? And it's that, and in order to have that follow-up in place, you've got to have a system. I'm just like you. I use High Level. I love High Level. I've been using it since the very beginning, and that's what we use in our business. And we've got an entire systemized approach to follow-up that's all built inside High Level, and we track every single touch point. And the biggest thing that I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we think about follow-up, we get kind of almost emotionally attached to follow-up. Like we feel bad following up, like, oh man, I just don't want to send another email. This guy, like, I've sent him 4 emails. He still hasn't responded. Like, I just feel bad. I just don't want to send it, And so we have this negative emotion associated with it. And I think, like, if we can disassociate ourselves from that emotion and just make it an action, like literally just completely detach from the action that you're doing and just take the action, just do it. And I think that's like that little small shift, and just making that tiny shift, I think is huge. It's crucial, because once we detach ourselves from the emotion, and it's just an action that we have to take every single day, that we go into our high level account, we go into whatever CRM, I don't care what CRM you use, but we have to have some place to store the information, some place to systematize it, some place to use to make sure that we're following up on a regular basis. And we build a plan around that. And so we're at whatever tool we're using for that, we go in there and it's just an action we take. We disassociate ourselves from the action. From the emotion from it. We just go in and take that action every single day. And it's a flywheel effect. You do that enough times over a long enough period of time, do that on every single day over a long period of time, and this thing just starts building on itself. And the wheel just starts spinning faster and faster and faster. That's where you end up where Richie's at, where I'm at, where you have inbound leads coming in. It's just this constant flywheel effect that just continues to build that business. But there's one more point I really wanted to make that I think, is, I know some people talk about it this time of year, but I really want to harp on it one more time. I think we touched on it last year. This time of year, you guys, is so crucial for businesses. Like we've been speaking on this the entire time. They're reevaluating what they did right this year. They're making plans for next year. But one of the things that they're looking at is their expenditures. They're looking at their expenses. They're looking at their P&L. They're looking at they're doing their taxes, and they're seeing, oh my gosh, I need another write-off. What we offer is a perfect write-off for these businesses. If you go at those businesses and your pitch is solely, are you looking for a last-minute write-off? Let us redo your website. Why don't you prepay for the next 6 months of SEO? Take the tax write-off this year and reap the benefits next, right? Prepay for 6 months of SEO, prepay for 12 months of SEO.
It's golden nugget right there. Yeah.
Huge. This is a perfect way, a perfect foot in the door strategy to win sales during this time of year, because everyone is looking for a write-off. And a lot of times, like I said, business owners are going through that stuff right now. And they're saying, oh shoot, man, I'm going to owe the government X amount. Like, I wish I had another write-off. I can't buy a car. I can't buy any more equipment. I already, bought 10 computers, whatever it is, right? And they're not thinking about a website or SEO or,
It's funny you say that. Not 10 days ago, I did my tax forecast for year end. And I'm in the same space, and I was like, well, I'll get the new iPhone 16. I'll get a new laptop because there's nothing wrong with this one, but it's 4 years old now, so it's time for a new one. But exactly the same thing. I'm looking at going, I need to go and spend some money because I'm otherwise I'm up for a bigger bill than I want to pay. So it's definitely that I saw it myself 10 days ago. I was like, well, it's on my mind, for the end of the year. It's like, I've got to sort this out. And so, I think there's got to be, I must know 100 business owners are in exactly the same situation. But going, look, prepay for your SEO for 2025, and the really high margin side of SEO that we do, the on page, we can factor in a discount for that as well, and know that we're still making, really good money out of it too. So there'd be, that good way to get a $35,000 sale, just like that,
just like that. Yep.
Yeah. So and even better is we can turn and go, well, it's 35 grand, pay me half in December and pay me the other half in January, and that lines up with their tax year as well. So even better. So instead of a 35 grand bill right on top of Christmas. So
yeah. So my biggest piece of advice along with all this stuff is just whatever you do, don't take your foot off the gas. If anything, I would go faster. Obviously, what Richie says on his whiteboard here, 100% be respectful. We don't need to be contacting people on Christmas Day or New Year's Eve or during the holiday. But other than that, I'd go as hard as I possibly can. And that's what I'm doing in my business. I know Richie's doing the same thing. There are a lot of businesses owners out there that are looking for deals. They're looking to find people. They're looking to get these things off their plate, and they're not slowing down, and neither should you. Everybody should be just stepping on the gas right now. A lot of money to be made. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of money, maybe we should give some away.
Yeah, let's give some away, man.
Hey,
I love giving away other people's money.
Our money, it's other people's money, eh? So, that is always the way. So, all right, we will. I'll quickly play this, and I'm going to find out what the hashtag is.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Cheating, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Okay, I don't know what the hashtag is. Shashan, do you know what the hashtag is? Yeah.
Oh, Black Friday. There we go. That's a good one.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Hashtag Black Friday. Let's go.
Yeah. Just off the top of my head, that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So put hashtag Black Friday into your comments and into the draw.
Come on, everybody. All right. Got two.
Thomas Melton's here.
There we go.
Chandra. Yeah.
Now we're getting some entries.
All righty. That build up and everything else. So what's on for the weekend, Jason? You're going to continue the are you still eating turkey?
Oh, are you kidding? We had a 20-pound bird.
We have a 22-pound bird, man. You want to see that?
Oh man.
God.
Yeah, but you know how many people we had?
How many do you have?
We have 7 people. So for a 20-pound bird.
That's a lot of bird. That's
Yeah.
a whole lot of bird,
Yeah, so we got quite a bit left over.
With that,
Yeah.
my wife Mandy makes a chicken lasagna, and she
nice.
made it like a big tray of chicken lasagna, which is it's amazing the next day,
Yeah.
But with a 22-pound bird that we deep fried, we had a smoked turkey as well, not as big, and I did 2 legs of lamb. I did one
nice.
slow cooked over charcoal and another one like classic roast lamb as well. And then we had, I don't know, pies and sides for just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a whole beach, It was the amount of dessert was just incredible,
Right.
So it's been just, but that deep fried turkey, we did it at a friend who had an electric deep fryer for a turkey, and
Right.
so he wasn't using it, and so we borrowed that, and we did this 22-pound bird, and my friends come from they've got a restaurant. And so we are one of their chefs and the general manager, and so they prepped this bird over the last week, and then we deep fried it yesterday morning. And I was a little bit skeptical, about it because I've never had a deep fried turkey before. But oh my goodness, the flavour that came out of this thing is just sensational.
I've always wanted to do one. I've never done one. We've done the smoke. We do all the smoke, the oven, all that. But I've always wanted to do a deep fried. I bet it's just super juicy. I bet
incredibly tender, and I mean the lamb. I pride myself on cooking lamb, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I'm pretty good at it, right? And the lamb was nowhere near as tender as that turkey.
Wow.
Because normally turkey's quite dry and quite hard.
Yeah.
That turkey was just sensational. It was a real star. So
That's cool.
I can talk about it all day. Alrighty. Let's go. Let's go.
Who do we got?
Jacqueline. Hey,
Nice.
Jacqueline's won for a while either, eh? So
Yeah.
that is fantastic.
Congratulations, Jacqueline.
Mandy, you bring Gus, Bruce. And Nye. Hey, wow, fantastic! Don't forget to give us your Cash App, email, and we will be able to get that $25 credit Cash App out to you, and you'll be able to then pop over to the Black Friday Offline Sharks sale. There are going to be some great deals there and everything else. Jason, quick. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I've got a surprise for everyone. You've got to check this little guy out.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah, Rich got a new pup. So I haven't gotten to see the puppy yet. But you guys have dogs out there? I'm a huge dog lover. I've got a dog. Oh my gosh, look at this.
This
Holy
is
cow.
This is
Look at this little guy.
Hey, yeah. He's 14 weeks old.
Oh, wow.
And he's been my office assistant for the whole week. So we're just looking after him for friends. And it's just an absolute treat to have a puppy in the house again.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he's a real cuddly guy as well. He loves cuddles. Yeah.
How fun.
He's been snoozing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty good assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a great assistant. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a rescue dog as well. He was rescued, and I mean, how people can mistreat these little guys, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But he just loves life. Yeah. He's getting big though. He's heavy. Yeah.
Well, I didn't tell you, but we had a bunch of snow on Wednesday. So the day before Thanksgiving, we got just nailed with snow.
Oh, wow.
And so I have a German Shepherd, and she just absolutely loves the snow. She just goes crazy on it. And so yesterday she was just having a blast playing in the snow. She was having a good old time. Yeah.
So he goes home on Sunday.
Wow.
As I said this morning, I'm going to really miss him when he goes.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great friend. And but it's also a reason I think we'll be getting another one at some stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Molly's just loved having him around.
I bet.
Two things in the pod, so All right. Well, I had to show off the Bernese Mountain Dog puppy. And Jason, thanks so much for coming along.
Yeah, man, it was a blast. It's good to do this again.
Break and stuff like that. It's really good to catch up and everything else. Shashan behind the scenes is an absolute legend, and this wouldn't happen without her. So much appreciated, and thank you all for being here. And you get the chance off now. Go and check out the Offline Sharks Black Friday sale. There's great value in whatever they're doing anyway. Discounts added to it as well. Makes it a no-brainer. So enjoy and have a great holiday weekend. Stay safe. Practice aloha, and we will see you in 167 hours and 55 minutes.
Sounds good.
What am I doing? I'm looking for the outro, but
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.